Good evening, and welcome to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm Nicodemus, and I will be your host as we take a look at the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. And remember, none of this is financial advice. And it's 10 p.m. Pacific on Tuesday, October 17th, 2023. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter, where we have no sponsors, no hidden agendas, and no BS. But we do have the news, so let's talk about that. Tonight, we're diving deep into the labyrinth of regulations and compliance that's tightening its grip on the crypto world. From Tether's stand against terror financing to the Basel Committee's new mandates, the UK's hard stance on Binance, and the legal woes of Genesis. Then we'll talk about the SEC's Gary Gensler sounding alarms on the role of AI in finance. And we'll wrap it up with Coinbase's major delisting spree. It's a heavy night, folks, so buckle up. In a proactive move against terrorism funding through cryptocurrencies, Tether recently froze 32 wallet addresses holding a total of $873,118. These addresses were directly linked to terrorism and warfare activities in Israel and Ukraine. This underscores Tether's commitment to thwarting criminal activities and promoting responsible blockchain technology use. The frozen addresses were identified in collaboration with Israel's National Bureau for Counterterrorism Financing. This operation is part of Tether's broader effort to curb the illegal use of cryptocurrencies, having previously frozen a whopping $835 million in assets related to thefts, exchange hacks, and other criminal activities across 19 jurisdictions worldwide. Interestingly, this isn't the first time Tether has acted in this manner. In November 2022, Tether froze $46 million worth of USDT. This was in response to a law enforcement request related to an FTX wallet during the exchange's collapse. The recent freezing of addresses came in response to a rising threat of cryptocurrency-funded terrorism, especially in the wake of the tragic Hamas attack on Israel, which resulted in the loss of 1,300 lives. After the attack, Israeli police worked with Binance to seize crypto accounts used by Hamas for war and terror funding. The issue of terrorism funding via cryptocurrencies is a growing concern. A recent report by Terraform Labs revealed a 240% increase in USDT use amongst terrorism-financed entities. This surpasses Bitcoin's 80% rise. The ability of blockchain technology to trace, freeze, and return stolen funds showcases its potential in enhancing security within the financial system, a feature often lacking in traditional finance. Contrary to the common belief that cryptocurrency transactions are anonymous, they are in fact the most traceable and trackable assets, as every transaction is recorded on the blockchain, making it easier to identify and track illicit activities. Tether's CEO, Paulo Arduino, emphasized, quote, "Cryptocurrency is a powerful tool, but it is not a tool for crime," reflecting a decisive stance against the misuse of cryptocurrencies for unlawful purposes. This narrative aligns well with the global efforts to regulate the crypto space, ensuring that it's not misused for funding terrorism or other illicit activities. In the broader spectrum, Tether's actions signify a crucial step in establishing a safer and more responsible crypto ecosystem, highlighting the importance of collaboration between crypto platforms and global law enforcement agencies to combat the rising tide of crypto-funded terrorism. The recent actions by Tether send a strong message to potential wrongdoers, demonstrating the readiness and capability of the crypto industry to act decisively against illicit activities, thereby contributing to global financial security and integrity. Now, before we move on, remember folks, if you value these deep dives into the crypto world, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now, from Tether's fight against terrorism to how the big banks are prepping for their crypto future, the spotlight is now on the Basel Committee and their latest mandate on bank crypto disclosures. It's all about transparency, or the lack thereof. The international regulatory landscape is tightening around the banking sector's interaction with crypto. Recently, the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision unveiled draft guidance mandating banks to disclose both qualitative and quantitative details concerning their crypto activities. This initiative, slated to be effective from 2025, aims to bolster transparency and market discipline, thereby complementing existing capital requirements meant to deter banks from holding unbacked cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum. This move follows past disruptions faced by crypto-affiliated banks, such as Signature Bank and Silicon Valley Bank. In the European Union, a parallel regulatory tightening is underway with the Markets and Crypto Assets Regulation, orchestrated by the European Securities and Markets Authority. MiCA, destined to standardize crypto asset activities across the EU bloc, is slated for enforcement from December 2024, albeit with a transitional phase extending possibly until July 2026. During this interim, crypto service entities can operate under prevailing laws, if so chosen by member states, courtesy of the grandfathering clause. However, ESMA has issued a call to action regarding member states and market participants to gear up for this regulatory shift. The ESMA chair, Verena Ross, communicated to the Economic and Financial Affairs Council, advising for swift designation of competent authorities for MiCA's enforcement. Furthermore, ESMA wants a limited grandfathering span of 12 months for willing jurisdictions. Despite the forthcoming MiCA rule, ESMA has concerns. They've raised alarms over what they're calling opaque global crypto firms potentially exploiting regulatory discrepancies among member states. The fear is that these firms could operate via EU-based shells even post-MiCA, thereby muddying the waters of the digital economy's legal and compliance landscape. ESMA's apprehensions extend to the possibility of customers being perplexed by the interim provisions, and the potential for firms to leverage regulatory variances to their advantage. This complex scenario underscores a broader issue: the contentious struggle for a harmonized regulatory framework to govern the growing crypto economy. Meanwhile, the Basel Committee's disclosure directive is open for consultation until January 2024. This global and regional regulatory pivot underscores a larger narrative. As the crypto realm grows, traditional finance and regulatory institutions are keen on ushering in a new era of transparency and oversight. This evolving regulatory milieu is a testament to the significant strides crypto has made and the consequential need for a structured, transparent, and perhaps more secure financial ecosystem. Just as banks are under the gun to disclose, regulators are putting the squeeze on exchanges too. While ESMA aims to tighten the noose in the EU, let's cross the channel to where Binance is hitting the brakes in the UK. In response to the Financial Conduct Authority's new regulations, Binance temporarily ceased the registration of new users in the United Kingdom. This move follows the FCA's action against Binance's UK promotions approver, Rebuilding Society, thereby necessitating a halt in new user onboarding to adhere to the new crypto promotions rules. Existing Binance users in the UK who have completed an investor declaration and appropriateness test can continue using the platform, though the new products or services will be inaccessible during this period. The genesis of this scenario can be traced back to the FCA's crackdown on Rebuilding Society, a firm which had a brief alliance with Binance. They were supposed to facilitate the approval of its promotional materials and advertisements in compliance with the new advertising regulations that started on October 8th. However, the FCA found that Rebuilding Society lacked the requisite authorization to approve crypto-related ads and imposed restrictions on it, effectively ending its ability to approve financial promotions for Binance. Following this, on October 10th, the FCA asked Rebuilding Society to withdraw any existing approvals, leading to a temporary suspension of new user registration on Binance's platform in the UK. A Binance spokesperson disclosed that the exchange had engaged with the FCA regarding its agreement with Rebuilding Society. That was as early as October 2nd. Binance also made its official announcement about the partnership on October 8th, only for the FCA to issue its warning 2 days later. The spokesperson emphasized that Binance had invested an enormous amount of time and resources to ensure that the UK entity complies with the detailed requirements of the UK's promotional regime. The ripple effect of these regulatory actions underscores the FCA's enhanced scrutiny over crypto platforms as part of its broader goal to curb illegal crypto financial promotions in the UK. Since the updated financial promotions regime took effect on October 8th, over 140 companies have been warned by the FCA for breaches. Binance, however, was not among these firms, indicative of its efforts to maintain compliance. This regulatory maze portrays a significant challenge for crypto platforms like Binance, who are navigating the delicate balance between innovation in the crypto sector and adherence to evolving regulatory mandates. The FCA's new rules necessitate that crypto firms must be registered with the regulatory authority to approve their promotional materials and advertisements independently. Unregistered crypto asset firms failing to comply are susceptible to criminal charges under Section 21 of the UK's Financial Services and Markets Act 2000, a dire consequence that could lead up to 2 years imprisonment, an unlimited fine, or both. While Binance endeavors to regain access to one of the significant cryptocurrency markets outside the US, its interim move signifies a broader regulatory trend. As the crypto landscape continues to mature globally, such regulatory hurdles are likely to be commonplace, urging crypto platforms to either adapt to the regulatory frameworks or face stringent actions. This Binance saga in the UK is a vivid exemplification of the ongoing tug-of-war between crypto platforms and regulatory authorities, a narrative that is synonymous with the broader global crypto regulations discourse. Regulations are tightening, and not everyone's handling it well. Speaking of which, Genesis, a crypto lending giant, is in hot water. They've got 5 days to comply with a subpoena tied to Terraform Labs. But first, if you're enjoying the show, give us a thumbs up. It helps more than you might think. In a recent turn of legal events, Genesis finds itself under the spotlight as a New York district judge lays down a firm 5-day deadline for the company to respond to a subpoena, following its failure to produce certain crucial documents by October 9th. In doing so, it failed to comply with the prior subpoena dated September 12th. This legal directive comes as a part of a larger narrative involving the dramatic collapse of the algorithmic stablecoin TerraUSD, which was orchestrated by Terraform Labs and its co-founder and CEO. Said CEO, Do Kwon, is now entangled in an SEC lawsuit for allegedly misleading investors, which led to catastrophic financial repercussions, not just for TerraUSD, but across the crypto market. The core of the contention lies in the missing documents which Genesis was required to share concerning Terraform Labs. The judge's order mandates Genesis to furnish all documents responsive to the subpoena within the stipulated 5-day timeframe. Their compliance, or lack thereof, could potentially unveil critical insights into Terraform Labs operations and the downfall of TerraUSD that erased billions from its valuation. This judicial mandate throws Genesis into a whirlpool of legal scrutiny, coming after certain Genesis entities filed for bankruptcy protection earlier this year. This was as a result of the financial mayhem caused by the collapses of crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital and crypto exchange FTX. The bankruptcy, estimating liabilities of roughly $1 billion against $10 billion in assets, already painted a grim picture of Genesis' financial health. Now, with the court's stringent deadline, the firm's legal and financial standing hangs in the balance. Its next moves are being critically eyed by both the judiciary and the crypto community. The unfolding Genesis Terra legal saga underlines the relentless scrutiny faced by crypto entities, amidst a regulatory landscape that continues to evolve unpredictably. It also echoes the larger discourse around the transparency, accountability, and regulatory compliance of crypto platforms and the stablecoins they foster. Regulatory scrutiny is a tough maze to navigate. Now imagine spicing that up with artificial intelligence. SEC Chair Gary Gensler sounds the alarm on AI's potential to tip the financial sector into chaos. Let's dive in. Chair Gensler of the US SEC raised the alarm over the potential financial crisis that could be triggered by the unchecked use of artificial intelligence across various sectors, especially within the financial sector. His concerns were voiced in an interview with the Financial Times, where he underscored that the situation might escalate into a financial catastrophe within the forthcoming decade if appropriate regulatory measures are not promptly introduced. And I get where he's coming from. It's kind of ironic because it's going to turn him into a fan of decentralization. His apprehensions primarily revolve around the centralization of AI models and cloud service providers. He spotlighted a potential challenge to financial stability posed by the concentration of power in AI platforms. In a scenario where multiple financial institutions hinge on a single underlying AI model, often provided by major tech firms rather than traditional financial entities, the risk magnifies. This centralized reliance could potentially spark a financial crisis, should any occur with the singular AI model utilized for critical decision-making across numerous institutions. Yes, Gary, decentralization is good. Delving deeper into the regulatory challenges, Gensler emphasized that the existing framework primarily targets individual institutions. However, the broader systemic risks associated with the widespread use of AI across the financial landscape remain inadequately addressed. The situation is further complicated by the cloud-based infrastructure of many machine learning products, where financial institutions often rely on third-party tech companies to operate their AI models. This external dependence adds another layer of complexity to the regulatory landscape, making it a formidable challenge to mitigate the risks posed by AI. Moreover, Gensler's stance is not new. In 2020, he co-authored a research paper titled Deep Learning and Financial Stability, wherein a similar viewpoint was shared, hinting at the potential financial system fragility and economic-wide risks emanating from the increasing use of AI systems in the financial realm. The paper also emphasized that existing financial sector regulatory regimes might fall short in addressing the systemic risks posed by the broad adoption of deep learning in finance, thereby making a strong case for government intervention to avert a looming crisis. Echoing a similar sentiment, Gensler reiterated that without swift intervention, the financial crisis stemming from AI is nearly unavoidable. This resonates across multiple platforms where Gensler has been consistent in warning against the unregulated use of AI. hinting at an unavoidable market crash and a massive financial crisis if AI continues to permeate the financial markets without stringent regulatory checks. This clarion call by Gensler for regulatory bodies to act decisively is a reflective measure to thwart a potential financial debacle. The unchecked proliferation and centralization of AI tools and models, as pointed out by Gensler himself, are the crux of the matter that calls for urgent regulatory intervention to safeguard the financial ecosystem from an imminent crisis that could have far-reaching ramifications on the economy. The AI bros just should be happy that Gensler doesn't think he owns artificial intelligence the same way he thinks he owns crypto. Next up, Coinbase's cleaning house. 80 trading pairs have been axed to streamline liquidity. If you're digging this kind of analysis, follow us and never miss an episode. In a significant move to bolster liquidity, Coinbase executed a sweeping delisting of 80 non-USD trading pairs. This action impacted pairs trading against a variety of assets, including notable cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, stablecoins like Tether, and fiat currencies like the euro. The removal spanned across 3 platforms: Coinbase Exchange, Advanced Trade, and Coinbase Prime. The underlying motive behind this sizable delisting orbits around enhancing, quote, overall market health and consolidating liquidity. This is not a solitary incident, as the exchange has a history of similar actions aimed at refining liquidity. Just last month, 41 non-USD trading pairs faced the axe under similar circumstances. While this move may come off as abrupt, it was not unheralded. Coinbase disseminated a heads-up earlier in October, cushioning the suddenness of the blow for its users. The pairs now out of the roster majorly comprised low-volume altcoins, representing an inconsequential fraction of the exchange's overall trading volume. Yet this isn't a dead end for the traders of these delisted pairs. They can still use the exchange's more liquid USD order books by leveraging their USDC balances. This provision offers a lifeline, ensuring that the trading activity remains unscathed, albeit on a different trading pair framework. Coinbase's action is a reflection of a broader trend among crypto exchanges to prune illiquid trading pairs. This practice is not unique to Coinbase. Binance has had its fair share of delisting low-volume pairs. It's a pragmatic approach to maintaining a healthy trading ecosystem, ensuring that liquidity is at its optimum. This in turn cultivates a conducive environment for robust trading activities, which is the lifeblood of any exchange. It also mirrors the proactive steps exchanges are taking to stay afloat amidst a landscape where trading volumes are taking a hit. For instance, the third quarter saw a sharp 52% dip in Coinbase's spot trading volumes compared to the previous year. The delisting wave underscores a critical aspect of the crypto trading sphere: liquidity. It's a vital cog ensuring the smooth operation of the market, facilitating easier asset trading and setting the stage for price discovery. By weeding out low-volume trading pairs, exchanges like Coinbase are streamlining their platforms, making them more navigable for traders and ensuring that the trading ecosystem remains vibrant and liquid. This move might seem drastic. It is a calculated stride towards fostering a more efficient and liquid trading milieu, reaffirming Coinbase's commitment towards providing an uncluttered and efficient trading platform for its users. So, what happened? Tether froze assets linked to terrorism, acting proactively in Israel and Ukraine. This move highlights how blockchain technology can offer both traceability and security. Tether's action is part of a broader effort to promote financial integrity within the crypto space. The Basel Committee wants banks to start disclosing their crypto activities by 2025, aiming for transparency and market discipline. On the other side of the pond, the European Union is also tightening regulations, signaling that traditional financial institutions are trying to adapt to the evolving crypto landscape. Binance had to halt new user registrations in the UK due to FCA regulations. This shows that even the giants of the crypto world have to tread carefully when it comes to compliance with local laws. Genesis, the crypto lending giant, is under the gun to comply with a court subpoena tied to Terraform Labs. It's another chapter in the constant legal scrutiny facing crypto entities. SEC Chair Gary Gensler warned about the risks of unchecked AI use in the financial sector, calling for stricter regulations to avert a potential financial crisis. Lastly, Coinbase delisted 80 trading pairs to streamline liquidity. It's a reminder that exchanges are constantly adapting to ensure that they offer the most efficient platforms for traders. The theme tonight is the tightening grip of regulation and compliance on the crypto landscape. Whether it's Tether's proactive stance against terrorism, Basel and EU policies affecting banks, or the FCA putting the squeeze on Binance, the message is clear. Regulatory scrutiny is intensifying. And it's not just crypto. The SEC's concerns about AI indicate that the entire financial sector is under the microscope. As the rules of the game change, companies like Genesis and Coinbase are learning to adapt, for better or worse. While some may see these regulations as barriers, they also represent the growing pains of an industry moving towards maturity. The question is, will these changes create a more transparent and secure financial ecosystem, or will they stifle innovation and limit financial freedom? That remains to be seen. So, as always, stay vigilant and keep your eyes on the evolving landscape. It's a wild ride, and it is far from over. And that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank you, my listeners, because when you stop listening, I will stop talking. If you enjoyed tonight's show, then please like, follow, subscribe, leave a rating, or maybe a review. And in the meantime, we'll see you tomorrow night.